Uganda Debt Network has appealed to economy's policymakers to negotiate total debt cancellations from all Uganda's creditors and draft a 10-year plan of no interest on new debts to be acquired by Uganda. The body urges that such a move will enable low-income countries like Uganda to attain economic recovery during and after COVID-19 pandemic.
At this stage, we need to maintain business and get economic back to growth. We need debt cancellation.
Uganda's surging debt burden is likely to push over 2.6 million people into poverty by the end of 2020 in case of failure to negotiate debt management.
And we think that two kind of forward approach, the one of total debt cancellation of all outstanding debt and zero interest on any new loans that that could be acquired by some of these countries for the next 10 years would be able to help the low-income countries come back to their feet given the COVID situation, and also be able to provide an additional new investment into the healthcare systems and social protection systems of the respective countries.
In April 2020, World Bank Development Committee and the G20 finance ministers endorsed the debt suspension initiative due to COVID-19 economic shocks on low-income countries. However, advocacy groups are still pushing for total debt cancellation.
Our economy was projected to grow at 6.5% this year, but as we speak, the Bank of Uganda last month noted that we are growing at a rate of 3% as opposed to the 6.5%. So what this debt suspension, service suspension initiative did was to extend repayment by these low-income countries of the debt that they owe for 6 months, that is up to December, but that does not cancel the debt. That means that come January 2021, you go back to the table and then you start paying back the debt, right?
Uganda Debt Network is mobilizing African countries of low-income status to address development partners like the World Bank and the IMF about inefficiency to pay outstanding debt amidst the floods, locust invasions, and COVID-19.
We also think that these guys have made enough money out of us already. If you looked at those figures, trillions of shillings that we have been paying over time. And we shall have a message that it is high time that the low-income countries agreed on defaulting on debt payment. And that can have its own legal and other implications, but it is an issue that going forward we need to discuss so that we can save our people.
Due to increased borrowing and expenditure to counter the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy, Uganda's public debt is projected to hit 47.5% of gross domestic product, which is equivalent to 150.267 trillion in the financial year 2020-2021. Watulo Makanold, UBC.